Planning for maternity leave as a business owner can bring up a lot of fear. What if your clients leave? What if something goes wrong while you're on leave? You assume that you're going to have to keep checking your email and stay glued to your phone while you're on leave in order to keep things running smoothly. These are some of the biggest concerns I hear from pregnant entrepreneurs, and I used to feel them too. In this episode, I'm going to break down 3 more maternity leave myths that keep you stuck in hustle mode so you can create a plan that actually gives you space to step away without losing momentum in your business or income. Hi, I'm Christina Hall, 6-figure business owner and mom of 2. I've taken 2 very different maternity leaves as an entrepreneur. The first time I worked round the clock trying to prepare my business, but in the end it still relied heavily on me. And the second time I built systems and a team, and my business actually grew while I was gone. And I've helped countless other entrepreneurs do the same. This is part 2 of my 3-part series where I'm breaking down the 9 biggest maternity leave myths that keep pregnant business owners overwhelmed and overworked. If you didn't listen to part 1, pause this episode now and go back to episode 55 to catch part 1, as this episode builds on last week's episode. In this episode, I'm tackling myths 4 through 6, which include the fear that clients will leave if you take time off, why setting things up in a way where you have to be on call the entire maternity leave is a problem, and then also how to break free of the need to constantly check your email. By the end of this episode, you'll have some ideas on how to overcome these 3 myths that will help you create a maternity leave plan that keeps your business running smoothly without sacrificing your peace or your presence. And if you haven't grabbed it yet, make sure to download the 6-step plan to a profitable maternity leave. It's a free resource that walks you through exactly how to set up your business to run without you while still bringing in revenue. Just click the link in the show notes to grab your copy so you could start planning your stress-free leave today. Before we dive in, I want to share something personal that happened just yesterday. My son was supposed to go to school, and I had a full day of meetings lined up and a very long to-do list. But as luck would have it, he woke up sick. So no school for him, obviously. And I had to cancel everything. I got maybe 2 small things done off my to-do list. And then I just spent the rest of the day on the couch with him. It's amazing because 5 years ago, this same situation would have had me so stressed and anxious. I would have been stressing about whether or not I should cancel my lessons. And then I would worry if I did decide to cancel my lessons, would I have brought in enough money to cover all of my expenses? And then if I chose to go in, I would feel so guilty about exposing my mom to whatever bug he had. And I would also feel guilty about leaving him when he wasn't feeling well. 5 years ago, I had my daughter and I was dealing with these exact situations. And there were many times where I would leave her home sick with my mom or my mother-in-law, and I would feel so guilty about it. And I just felt like as her mom, I should have been there. And that guilt was one of the things that really drove me to start making changes to my business. And now I'm in a position where things like this come up, where my daughter wakes up sick or my son wakes up sick, and I'm able to drop everything and just be there for them because my business doesn't need me 24/7 to keep running. And that truly is the power of setting up your business to support your life. And one of the ways I started making these changes was by challenging some of my limiting beliefs. And not only did it set me up for a really wonderful second maternity leave, but it also set me up for these moments in motherhood. And that's why I really believe it is so important to bring these beliefs and these myths to the surface and analyze them and really challenge them and see how we can do things differently to support our lives. All right, let's start with lie number 4. My clients will leave if I were to take a maternity leave. Now, your clients may leave, but there are things you can do to significantly increase the chances that they stick around. If your business continues delivering the same high value service and you communicate clearly and set expectations early, many clients will celebrate this new chapter with you and be excited to continue benefiting from your product or service. The truth is, clients leave for all kinds of reasons: scheduling conflicts, financial shifts, changes in priorities. Your maternity leave might be the reason some step away, but it's rarely the whole story. And the ones who truly value your work, they'll be thrilled to see you taking care of yourself and your family, and they'll want to support you through that. I've always been big on clear communication. For both maternity leaves, once I was in my second trimester, I communicated with my clients about when I planned to stop teaching and when I expected to return. I also made sure they knew that if anything changed, I'd let them know immediately. Something I did much better the second time around was having the teacher who would be subbing for me observe my lessons during the last 3 weeks before my leave. That was really a game changer for so many reasons. One, it gave me a built-in buffer in case I went into labor early, which is something I was always worried about. Two, my students got to meet and get comfortable with their new teacher before their first lesson with her. And three, the sub got to know my students and observe exactly how I worked with each of them, which helped create just a smoother transition. Because of these extra steps, not only did I retain more students during my second leave, but several who were around for both leaves commented on how much they enjoyed working with the second sub more than the first. Yes, she was an exceptional teacher, but I genuinely believe the fact that she shadowed me those last few weeks helped my students feel more comfortable and confident. How you prepare your clients for your leave is about so much more than just retention. It's also a reflection of your leadership. When you communicate well and set your business up to deliver consistent quality in your absence, you build trust and show up as a professional who runs a real sustainable business. And that kind of preparation doesn't scare clients away. It actually makes them want to stay. This also sets the tone for what it's like to work with you long term. When clients see that you're someone who leads with intention and cares for both your business and your boundaries, they're more likely to stick around. Now, I know a lot of what I'm sharing applies to service-based businesses. I do want to share a bit of insight for product-based business owners. Think about how you can clearly set expectations with your customers. I truly believe that very clear communication is one of the best things you can do for client retention. If you're afraid your clients will leave, just take a look at how you're communicating. Make sure things are clear. If you have a service-based business, think about how you can transition your clients from working with you to working with someone new. What are things you can do to make that transition even smoother for them? So it's become a no-brainer for them to continue while you're on leave. And when it comes to providing the same high-quality service, think through how you could create systems that will make sure anyone who is delivering the product or service is providing the same high quality experience. And all of this should be set up and done well before your maternity leave begins. All right, let's take a look at myth number 5. I need to be on call during my leave in case something goes wrong. It just takes a little bit of thoughtful planning and effort, and you can have a contingency plan for just about every possible situation. Choose a trusted team member. For me, I chose both of my admins, and before my leave, I sat down with them and we walked through a whole series of possible scenarios. But instead of just telling them exactly what to do, I asked them, how would you handle this? And then based on their responses, I would give them feedback. Empowering them to problem solve was huge. It meant that even if something came up that we hadn't discussed, they had the confidence and the skills to handle it themselves. We also documented everything. Not only were my admins set up for success, but any future team members could step in and follow the same process. This created consistency across the business, and it reduced the need for me to be the point person for every issue. Your maternity leave is not the time to be checking your phone constantly or dropping everything to solve every little issue. It's your time to rest, recover, and bond with your baby, not put out fires. Now, if the idea of letting go feels scary, I definitely want to acknowledge that. Letting go of control is not easy. Your business is your first baby, and you've poured your heart and soul into it, and you don't want others to make mistakes or tarnish your reputation. But the reality is, at some point, you have to let go. And in most cases, your team can't mess up so badly that you can't fix it. It's just like when raising kids. We have to let them make mistakes. They will learn, they will grow, and your team and your business will be stronger because of it. And then the long-term benefit is when you return from leave, you're not stepping back into the same overwhelmed, overbooked role. You're stepping into a business where your team is empowered and your systems are working. And that's how you reclaim your time and stay in your zone of genius. And if you don't have a team yet, that's okay. Just start small. Think about the parts of your business that create the most stress or require the most day-to-day decisions. That's where you want to begin documenting, delegating, and building systems. Even hiring a part-time VA or contractor for a few hours a week can make a huge difference when you're preparing for time away. No, you do not need to be on call during your maternity leave. What you need is a plan, a little prep time, and the courage to trust the team you're building. Okay, number 6. I will need to check my email regularly. Please don't do this. You do not want to be glued to your phone while you're on leave. If you're feeling like you have to stay on top of your inbox, ask yourself why. Is it because you're afraid something urgent will come up or that you'll miss an opportunity? Those are valid fears, and they may be a sign that you need stronger systems in place to make sure those things are covered. Because with the right support, you honestly can unplug. And that's one of the secrets to building a scalable, sustainable business. Commit to yourself now. You will not check your email when you're on leave. Instead, set up an autoresponder and let people know you're going to be out of the office. And then clearly direct them to someone they can contact in your absence. So for example, you can write, "Thank you for reaching out. I'm currently on maternity leave and not checking emails during this time. If you need assistance, please contact," and then insert the name and email address. "I will be back," and then just insert the date when you return. You can also give someone on your team access to your inbox or set up automatic forwarding so they receive emails directly. Whatever you choose, the goal is the same. Do not check your email. It will definitely feel strange at first, but it will also be incredibly freeing to know that everything is being handled. And you'll be able to focus fully on your baby, your healing, and those precious early days without constantly thinking about your business. And if something truly urgent happens, your team will handle it. If they really are struggling, they know how to get in touch with you. If you set things up properly, your business will be ready for you when you return. But those first few months with your baby, you don't get those back. So don't waste that time. All right, so today we've busted 3 more myths that keep pregnant entrepreneurs stuck, stressed, and underpaid. Here's a quick recap. Lie number 4 was, my clients will leave when I go on leave. With clear communication and thoughtful transitioning, your clients are more likely to stick around and respect your leadership even more. Lie number 5, I need to be on call in case something goes wrong. With the right planning and empowered team members, you don't need to be the firefighter. Your business can run without you. And lie number 6, I need to check my email regularly. No, you don't. Set up a system that keeps your inbox off your plate and allows you to truly unplug. Now, choose one of these 3 lies that resonated most with you and identify the one action you can take this week to start shifting it. Whether it's figuring out who will take care of your inbox, planning a team meeting to talk through scenarios, or drafting the email announcement to your clients, start now. Small steps lead to sustainable results. It all starts with just taking one small step. And if you want step-by-step guidance on how to put all of this into action, grab my 6-step plan to a profitable maternity leave. It walks you through exactly how to prepare your business to run without you while still bringing in revenue. Click the link in the show notes to download it for free and start planning your stress-free and profitable leave today. And don't forget, this is part 2 of a 3-part series. In next week's episode, we'll be breaking down the final 3 maternity leave myths that keep business owners playing small, stuck in hustle mode, and afraid to take real time off. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you in the next episode.